What is up, lads and lasses? Today, we're diving into Osman episode 166, the second episode of season 6. This episode opens with a heavy atmosphere, reflecting on loss and resilience, particularly through the character of Bala Hatun as she prepares for the burial of her child. The emotional weight of these scenes sets a compelling tone for the episode. The episode starts with Bala mourning the death of her child while facing the possibility of losing her other child, who has been taken hostage. This moment is pivotal as it showcases her strength as a leader in a time when death was a constant reality. Sons of many Hatuns are martyred in the cause of the Kailat, and if they have to bury their children, she should be no different. The historical context adds depth. Back then, even a minor illness could lead to death, so these people are used to it. Bala's determination to bury her child herself rather than delegating the task is a powerful testament to her character. In contrast, Gonja Hatun's emotional breakdown highlights the differences in their responses to grief, showcasing her youth and inexperience. As the plot unfolds, Osman and his Alps devise a plan to rescue Al-ad-Din, who is being held captive at the castle. Since they're hanging him at the cage walls, the Kais can't bombard them anymore. The strategy to climb the castle walls from the rear adds an interesting tactical layer. While it may stretch historical accuracy, it's a thrilling visual. The execution, aided by clever use of green screen, keeps the audience engaged without breaking immersion. The intensity ramps up when Osman fights to save his son, showcasing his bravery and the bond between father and child. Osman two-taps the Tekfur, which is really disappointing, as it diminishes the build-up of the confrontation. The actor who played the role was incredibly good too, drawing a lot of charisma and portrayed a cunning and intriguing villain who had a lot of potential. An important point in this scene is that Bayhan Bey saves Osman, thus also saving Al-ad-Din, showcasing his ability to act quickly and bravely in battle. He obviously expects something in return later on, though he doesn't quite get it. Now, let's talk about the antagonists. The portrayal of Komutan Lucas as a lackluster villain is disappointing. I had higher expectations after earlier seasons introduced compelling characters. The screaming out of rage, the destroying of objects, and beating his own soldiers just comes off super cheesy. Lucas comes off as a caricature rather than a true threat, lacking the cunning of characters like Nikola or Balgai. This repetitive villain archetype detracts from the overall stakes of the narrative. It feels like the show is recycling character tropes without offering fresh, engaging conflict. There also seems to be a major problem with casting. The actor was supposed to uphold half the season as the main antagonist, yet he has no charisma, no draw, and a lackluster performance. Fatima Hatun shines in this episode with her impressive archery skills. Her interactions with her potential suitors emphasize her independence and strength. She also showcases how she is a honorable and classy Hatun, worthy of being the daughter of Osman. However, the portrayal of these suitors, the two Alps, as bumbling fools undermines the seriousness of her character. It's a missed opportunity for more nuanced character dynamics and relationship development. It's also a missed opportunity and undermines these new introduced characters who we're supposed to be taking seriously. As the story progresses, we delve into political machinations involving Karasi Bey and the Islamic relics. The show's attempt to weave in themes of cultural heritage and Islamic values is commendable but feels slightly forced at times. The urgency surrounding stolen artifacts could resonate more deeply if tied to more relatable stakes. One of the great blessings of Islam is the lack of value tied to material items, such as idols, statues, or gold. So the upheaval over some holy relics is understandable. It would never be seen as an end-of-the-world situation, causing the vizier of the caliph to trek halfway across the world to prioritize it. A bit of a plot hole this episode was, last episode, Karasi Bey tells Osman that they know about his spy. So why is Bai Sungur still in his disguise snooping around their grounds? He still has the eye patch, and everything. And then obviously gets caught and shot with an arrow. I think this was a massive oversight by the producers. Holofera and Orhan's love story is as complex as ever. Holofera being back deep in Byzantine lines and Orhan accepting his duty to his tribe, only fate could bring them back together, albeit with dire circumstances. Holofira is acting as an emissary for Lucas, as she has previous ties to the Kayit tribe, though she suspects Lucas's devious intentions and gets caught sneaking around a message, to which Lucas leverages and is seemingly going to force her to get married, either to him or to another commander. This is definitely going to set up a crazy moment for Orhan. I can already foresee him crashing out at a Byzantine wedding. During the feast, Osman announces that the castle is to be given to Begum Hatun, opposing Balah's wishes. This was strange, because I didn't understand the reasoning behind it. Bayhan Bey saved him and his son, so there must be some underlying rationale behind this. Holofira's assistant, who is secretly working for Lucas, poisons a dessert meant for Begum Hatun, but unfortunately it's Gonja Hatun who consumes it, killing her unborn baby. Begum Hatun immediately points the finger at Bayhan's family, who Alaaddin directs his rage onto. This is a little out of character, because Alaaddin is supposed to be the mind, the character with the greatest wisdom for his age in the family. So it's strange that he immediately gives in to rage and the finger pointing and whatnot. At the very end, resembling the somber scene in the intro, Alaaddin is depressed and his wife bury their child with the help of Bala Hatun. The climax brings a series of tense revelations, with Osman confronting various factions over the artifacts. He confronts Karasi Bey and Omar Vizier, who are discussing the retrieval of said artifacts, and when Osman offers to work together, Karasi, out of sheer pride, says either we'll do it or you do it yourself, to which Osman powerfully responds, even in this matter you'll keep us divided. This is a resonating message, even in our world, as when such universal problems arise, we should be united in solving them. He later goes to Bursa at Komutan Lucas's invitation, where he implicitly interrogates him and starts connecting the dots about the cult that hid the artifacts. This was a strange scene, as Osman is right in the middle of the snake's nest. Komutan Lucas could have easily posted archers all around the arena and just assassinated Osman in his Alps with no repercussions whatsoever. Remember, at this point, Osman is not part of any empire, he's not part of any Beylik, so no one would be able to do anything about it, nor would they want to. Later, Osman and his Alps intercept Karasi Bey's soldiers and capture a dying monk who was part of the cult and reveals that the artifacts are in the monastery. It was strange that the monk was so willing to give out information, and that he seemed genuinely respectful to Osman in the first episode when they conquered the castle, even though he was part of that cult. His intentions were very mixed and conveyed very mixed too. One really nice moment was when Osman picks up the cross from the ground and says, "We will not desecrate other religions' important relics while searching for our own." That is a powerful message of respect that everyone can learn from. The episode ends with Osman and Alps easily breaking into the monastery which holds the stolen relics, which was odd because why were there only a handful of soldiers protecting those items? And why would the commander grab the chest, which was so well hidden, and expose it out in the open, just making it really easy for Osman to capture? Osman chases down Komutan Lucas' lackeys and retrieves the stolen artifacts. A deep sense of humility is conveyed when the Alps save the relics and show great respect and reverence for their religious items. I love seeing scenes like this. It really juxtaposes the image of these strong warriors and humanizes them due to their devout faith and respect. It's very relatable as well. As the episode wraps up, the tension is palpable. Osman's confrontations suggest that the upcoming episodes will explore deeper rivalries, especially with Karasi Bey. The closing scenes set up an intriguing path ahead, and leaving viewers eager for more. Overall, this episode has its strengths, particularly in character moments and emotional depth, but suffers from predictable villain dynamics and a lack of innovating storytelling. I'm hopeful that the next episodes will address these issues while continuing to develop the characters and their journeys. It was a little unfortunate this whole relic arc was extremely rushed, being resolved in a matter of a couple of episodes, and the characters have not really given a strong impression, especially that of the main antagonist, Lucas. It is really unfortunate because if he's supposed to be the main antagonist for the first arc, which is going to last half the season, we really would have wanted somebody for once who we feel could challenge Osman, confront him, stand up to him, and be at the same level as him. A little similar to Valens, but unfortunately he's just another caricature villain. Another problem is the other main antagonist, Karasi Bey. I'm sorry, but I feel he was really not well casted. He does not have even a quarter of the charisma that the original actor had. Another issue is the new characters that were introduced. Bayhan, Begum, her brother, and Bayhan's son and family. They're all really unthreatening and just a bunch of clowns. Like at least Cherkutai, when he does it, he's a good comedian. But these are meant to be strong opposing characters that are supposed to help move the story forward. But unfortunately, especially with that very ending scene of Bayhan chasing his wife and the stack of hay that his son is like carrying, it just made them all look really silly. So it's unfortunate. I mean, you can have funny moments without depreciating the seriousness of the character, but it's unfortunate. A lot of the strong and important characters of this season supposedly are just really weak, lacking charisma, lacking depth. So that's unfortunate. Well, I will say some good things, some positives. The production value has definitely increased. The castle climbing moment was very well done. The monastery is a beautiful new set that has a lot of potential to have cool scenes. The action seems to be just a little bit better, more choreographed fights and whatnot. And obviously the amount of Alps and the tribe and all these sets have gotten a lot of improvement. And the emotional depth with like characters like Orhan and Halafiera is as strong as ever. So there's some good, there's some bad. Well, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to share your thoughts on episode 166 in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more reviews. See you all next time.